to come on today and share with you guys some things I do to plan my business, stay a little bit organized. And um, don't be afraid when I show you this, but um, because I have a lot going on with family and home, and I work during the day, so I have to keep my stuff in here. It's a little binder that I got from Staples, and I need this because my memory, it's so much to do in life, and I can't remember it all, and I don't want to forget anything, so I got a little binder. And I know people get planners. You can get binders and make them up yourself. You can get planners and buy those, but it helps tremendously if you stay organized as possible. Nothing ever goes according to plan every single step of the way, and you got to be all right with that. But if you can stay on top of it as much as possible, then you shouldn't have any problem being successful in your business. So I actually bought a planner that was a printable pages planner. So I just printed out the pages that I wanted or that were important to me, and I put them all in this notebook. So the first thing that's in my planner, and then I got this little cute bag, and it's a zipper bag, and I have highlighters and pencils and pens and stuff in there. But the first thing I have are my goals in my planner. And any planner I have, I put the goals first because when you set your goals ahead of time, you know what you have to do, what you want, why you want it, and you can put them in your planner accordingly. If you want to make $100 extra a month, you're not going to have to fill up that many days on your calendar. If you want to make $1,000 a month, you know you're going to have to put in a lot of work and a lot of hours, especially if you have a day job or something, kids, husband. You have to work around those things. So on my goals page in this planner, it has what is the reason why you joined this company. And you don't have to have this planner, but I'm going to give you some of this stuff, and you can write it down in a plain old notebook. Don't think you have to get all fancy, because you don't. You just have to get it done. Doesn't have to be anything all special. You can put it in a regular, you can go out to Kmart and buy a little ring binder notebook and just start writing. Some of the questions it asks me on my goal page is the reason I joined this company. What things are most important to me? What are my hopes and dreams for myself and my family? It would take this much money a month to help me achieve my dreams. And when you start answering some of these questions, it helps you decide how much time you're going to have to put into this thing. I am willing to commit blank days and blank hours each week in my business to achieve my dreams. My greatest strengths, my greatest weaknesses, and how I overcome my weaknesses is, and then you can answer that question. These are some good questions to ask yourself before you get started planning, because you definitely need to know yourself. And you know what your strengths are. You know what your weaknesses are. You know what you need to work on. So putting that down in black and white helps you get to a point where you're acknowledging what you need to do, and then you'll do it. So for this particular month, January was this month, my goal was 10,000 PRV and 2 new team members. 1,000 PRV and 2 new team members. Hey, Courtney. And I had a date to achieve that by. My motivation for achieving that goal that month was strictly money, because I needed to make up for some of the Christmas spending. So it was strictly money that month. And the steps, what steps are you going to take to achieve this milestone? And my goal was to post 2 videos a week, have 2 or more online parties a week, and 2 home parties a week. That was a stretch for me. I knew it was, but I needed to make some money. And I must say, I didn't do all the parties, but I did do a couple. So I put it out there, and I made my attempt to do it. Didn't do it, but there's always next month. All right, so this is how, I got to say, I wasn't ready to try to show this, so I didn't really think this out. So I'm going to do the best I can to show you guys the calendar. But this is January and the other side of January. And this is just everything at a glance. If you see at the top, at the end, I don't know if that's going to be your right or left, but I have my goals written there. I have in this calendar. Let me backtrack. Before you begin to fill out your calendar, you need to prioritize your life. What's most important to you? What's number one in your life? Whether it be your faith, your children, your job, whatever it is, you need to prioritize. Mine is, 1 is my faith, 2 is my family. I work, so I have to put my job in here. And then 4th is Limelight. And it's fine that Limelight is 4th because we don't expect you to put your business before your family or before your job even. So once you put all that stuff in your calendar, church on Sundays, Bible study on Wednesdays, we had a dentist appointment on this Wednesday, an eye doctor appointment on Tuesday the 10th. Everything you put in there in order of priority. So I put my church stuff in there first, my family stuff, dentist, basketball practice, I said the eye doctor, another doctor's appointment. Boy, those kids, they'll have you ripping and running, but it is what it is. I had a vision board party here. So after I put everything in my calendar, then I started to plug in Limelight in the nooks and crannies. You got to plug in Limelight. Shoot some videos. I had a party. Post videos. Read. I do the personal development. You want to make sure you get that in every night if you can, at least before you go to bed. Try to read something or listen to something uplifting and encouraging that will help you in your business. So my next part is I have it broken down by the day, and it's hours. Because I'm telling you, sometimes, guys, I'm all over the place. So I even needed to break it down further than daily, break it down hourly. So I can get up in the morning, I look at Tuesday, I know I want to meditate at 6, from 8 to 5 is work. At 5:30 was a eye doctor appointment. At 6 o'clock, I was supposed to have a consultation with a lady named Renee. She canceled, but she rescheduled. And anything you have on here that's a cancellation, if you're supposed to send out samples and you don't do it, you got to move it to another day because it still has to be done in order for you to reach your goal. This planner also has a meal planner and a shopping list. It definitely helps if you already know what you're going to cook. You already have the groceries that you need to make the meals. You know if you're going to have leftovers. To get home and try to work your business, you don't know what you're going to cook for dinner. You're grabbing pizza or fast food, which can get expensive. Can you guys hear me okay? Because I have this thing plugged in. It can get expensive. So, you definitely want to plan your meals out. Sunday is a great day to sit down and plan your meals, or Saturday, because you may have to go grocery shopping, right? Loud and clear. Okay, I was just about to check. I'm like, I would hate to go through this whole thing and my sound isn't working. Okay. So so that's how I do my planner pretty much. I have another part of this notebook, which is my marketing. So, okay, let me put the mic over here. Is that a little bit better? The marketing part of my planner is it's a video and post planner. So I know ahead of time what I'm going to post on social media, what I'm going to post on YouTube. You got to be strategic in this thing, guys. You got to plan, and the more you plan, the easier it will be to keep on task. I know I have an everyday eyeshadow video that I want to shoot on Tuesday and post on Thursday. So it has a post date. What am I going to need to shoot this video? I need my Lottie palette, brushes, concealers. And what notes and ideas do I have for this post? Take a lot of pics or take a lot of pics afterwards so I can stick them in the video. And the same goes for Facebook Live. You don't know how many times I wish I had something to talk about. I see people going on Facebook Live. If you sit down and plan and find content, you can plan that stuff out. Then you just click the live button on Facebook Live, and you'll be confident in what you're doing and what you're talking about and who you're talking to. All right. One of this pages in this planner is a phone call log. It has the date that I made the phone call, the name of the person, the phone number in notes. Okay. This is a very important part for me. It is a customer information section of this planner, right? Like I said, you don't have to have this planner, but these are things you need to keep organized in your business. You need to have your customer information. You can put them on note cards. You can buy some of these little note cards. I have note cards too. You can put your customer information on a note card and file it in a little card file alphabetically. But the information that you need for your customers are their name, their preferred method of contact, their phone number, email address, mailing address, if you have it, where you met at or who referred you to that person, their wish list, the dates that you followed up with them, and notes about your customer to help you remember, who each person is. Because a good number of the people that you deal with your business may very well be strangers. So you want to keep a customer information system so that you would be able to reach out to them, follow up with them via email or phone call every so often to make sure they're okay with their products, everything is working good, and do they have any questions or would they like to reorder. All right. Parties is another thing that is in my planner. What I have for the parties is the party date, the host name, the host checklist, the party summary, the party sales, and all this paperwork can be filed at your home so you can keep track and go back. I am a person that loves to go back and look to see who had this party, what were their sales, who were the customers there, and it just helps keep me organized, and I can go through there every now and again and reach out to those people. Okay. I keep track of vendor events. On the vendor events, I have the month, the date, the event name, the fees for the event, and then I have contacts that I made from the vendor event. running a business is a lot of information. And I don't know who has a day job or an office job or something like that, but I can say in my office at work I have file cabinets with folders with the paperwork because we are running a business and there's information that I may need to refer back to. So that's why this planner works, well for me. You never know when you have to go back and contact a vendor to see when their next event was or to get any information you might need. And it might seem like a lot, but it's going to make your life a lot easier when you don't have to search through a bag of papers or whatever. You got everything organized in a notebook and you just flip the pages. Even I have a recruiting part of the book. A recruiting part, right? So in this section, I keep track of who I've spoken to about the business. Am I following up with them? What was their answer? Was it no, not at this time? Yes, give me a call later. When you start getting into talking to a lot of people, once again, it's great to have this stuff written down. I can just look. This lady, Teresa, I met her on Facebook. She was interested in the business, maybe, but she definitely was interested in the products, and she wanted me to send her some samples. Boom, there it is right there, and I check that off when I do it. And I also have a section for my team information. Once your team starts growing, you need to know, it would be nice for you to know who these ladies are and their contact information when you need to get in touch with them. And the last part, it's been 20 minutes. I don't want to hold you ladies too long because I know it is late in the evening. The last part I have in my planner is a business management section. And in there I have my business information, my upline sponsor, how to get in touch with her, my website, the phone number for Limelight, the emails for when I place my order, the email for Tim, all the things I need to do and contact, all the people I may need to contact with the Limelight. I also keep my mileage information here on a chart. I hope you can see. I keep my mileage, my expenses. Guys, you want to make sure you keep track of your expenses because filing that stuff on your income taxes really helps at the end of the year, but it is a bear trying to go back and find receipts and stuff like that. So make sure you keep all that stuff. I have it listed. I got the planner, and I have the amount I paid and how I paid it. Office supplies, the post office, sample containers, shipping samples. So all that stuff you want to keep track of, so when it's time to file your income taxes, you already have it ready. You take it to your accountant or you open up your tax software and add it all up and you are all done. I know that went quick. I know that went really quick. But if you take the time to plan this stuff out, then it won't be complicated later. And another thing I wanted to tell you is when it's like last week was March, that's when I start planning out for April. So you want to go about a week before the next month and start planning out your meals. Start planning out your month, putting your appointments in on the calendar. And so that way when you get to the month, you can just take off running and be ready to hit the month with a bang, okay? If you have any questions, you can post them. You can also inbox me. I am very friendly, and I just want to thank Courtney for allowing me to come in here and share with you guys, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.